All right, folks, here we go for Algebra 2B. We're looking at the quiz, converting standard form to vertex form. This is version 1 of the quiz. So I'm splitting this video up into two pieces. I think I'll do kind of the left side, the odd numbers, and I'll do just like, hey, we know how to find the vertex, and let's just plug it into vertex form. And then I'll do another video on the right side with the evens where we do completing the square. So we'll start here. Our instructions say to show your work, make your answers easy to find and read. We're going to convert each equation into vertex form. So if you remember from topic 1, what we can start with is we can start with the axis of symmetry. Axis of symmetry. So that is the formula x equals negative b over 2a. All right, so in this equation, we've got the negative from the formula. Remember, if you want to put a 1 there, negative 1b, I'll throw it up here, but that negative 1b over 2a. You do you. If that helps you, you can. But in this equation, we've got the negative from the formula, and then b is a negative 20. So we'd have a negative 20. So we got the negative from the formula. We got a negative value of b. Those are going to cancel out. Negative is going to be a positive. A is positive 2 in this case, which is a coincidence. That's A, so 2 times 2. So that comes out to equal, that's a positive 20 over 4, which means that x equals 5, 20 divided by 4. So that's the x value of our vertex. Again, we did that way back in topic 1. So now what we want to do is we want to find the y value of the vertex. And how we do that is we use the equation with our x value of 5. So we've got y equals a 2 times x, but for the vertex, x is 5. And we're going to square that because that's what the equation says to do with our x value. And then we're subtracting 20 times x, which is 5. If I can get that purple back, there we go. And then we're adding 56 to that. So if we crunch those numbers, let me see here. Again, remember, you can let the calculator have all the fun if you want to. You can put all this on the calculator at the same time. If you want, I'll break it down here. 5 squared is 25. 2 times 25, that's 50. So this term is 50 minus 20 times 5, that's 100, plus 56. And then 50 minus 100, that's negative 50 plus 56, that is 6. So we get y equals 6. So our vertex, I'll pause there for a moment here, but what we've just done using the axis of symmetry, getting x equals 5, using that x value, plugging it into the equation, getting y equals 6, we've got the vertex now. So we've got the vertex. You know, if we were graphing this parabola, our vertex would be at 5, 6. Now all we have to do is just put this into vertex form. That's it. So the good thing about vertex form, A is the same value between standard form and vertex form. So A is still going to be 2. So y equals A times x minus h squared plus k. That becomes y equals the same value for A, that 2. So 2 for A, and then it's x minus the x value of the vertex, which is 5. And we're squaring that in the parentheses, and then we're adding the y value of the vertex, which is 6. That's a plus sign. Let me erase that real quick and rewrite that a little bit nicer. But that would be our equation in vertex form. Y equals 2 times the quantity x minus 5 squared plus 6. So again, this is using things that we already know how to do. Finding the axis of symmetry, finding the y value of the vertex from the axis of symmetry. We've done that before. Now we're just being like, hey, let's go just one step further, put it into the vertex form, same value for A. So don't forget, you can check your answers, and maybe on the last one I'll do that. But I'm going to scroll down here and we'll do number 3. So same process, just different numbers here. We want to change this to vertex form. So I might start with the axis of symmetry. I'll abbreviate it there. X equals negative b over 2a. And so that's going to be negative. In this case, b is a positive 14. And then a is positive 1. X squared is 1x squared. Ax squared, a is 1. So we got a 1 right there. So that's going to be negative 14, excuse me, over 2. So that means your x value, your axis of symmetry, your x value, your vertex is negative 7. All right, so again, that's kind of a big part of this. It's a big chunk. Now we need the y value of the vertex. X equals negative 7 is the x value of the vertex. So now we need the y value of the vertex. But we've got this equation that we can use. So y equals the x value, which is negative 7. And we're going to square that because that's what the equation says to do. And then we're going to add 14 times the x value, which is still negative 7. And then we're going to, after that, add 49 because that's what the equation says to do. And again, let your calculator have all the fun if you want. That's going to be 49. That's going to be, oh boy, negative 70 and negative 20. That's negative 98 if I'm doing my mental math correctly. I should probably double check this. All right, let's grab the calculator real quick here. 14 times negative 7. Well, I know 14 times 7, 98. 14 times negative 7 is just negative 98. Okay. And then plus 49. And then this all comes out to 0. Y equals 0 when you put that all together. So our vertex is negative 7 comma 0. Negative 7 comma 0. And then if we put that into vertex form, so our equation written in vertex form, I got it up here. If you want to go back and look at that. Whoops. But yeah, same value for a. So a is a 1 here. And you don't have to tell me that you're multiplying by 1. If you want to put 1 times the parentheses, you can. X minus, here's a tricky one. Minus a negative 7. We're going to square that. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go be like, hey, minus a negative 7. That's plus a positive. So let's just say plus positive 7. X plus 7 squared. And then you can say plus 0 if you want to, but you can leave the plus 0 off. You don't have to tell me that you're adding 0. So that'd be our, that's our vertex form on number 3. Okay, we got one more that we'll do this way. And if you like this way, 2, 4, and 6, you can do it the same way. But I'll do a different video, and I'll do the completing the square method, just in case if you want to try something different with completing the square, you can do that. Okay, but we got one more. Again, keep in mind you can check here, and I'll show you on the last one here. I'll show you the check step. But we got one more. We're going to rewrite this in vertex form, which means, hey, it'd be nice if we know the vertex. So here we go. Start with the axis of symmetry, number 5. It's already written in standard form for us. So ax squared plus bx plus c. Our axis of symmetry, negative b over 2a. So negative from the formula. B in this case is a negative 14. So negative from the formula, negative for b. That negative is going to cancel. It'll be a positive 14. 2 times, here's a fun one. Remember, you can sneak in a positive 1 there, but with the negative symbol, it's actually a negative 1. So 2 times a is negative 1. And so we get here, negative 14 is a positive 14, and 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. So we get, is that the same? It's the same as the previous problem. We get x equals negative 7 as the axis of symmetry, as the x value of the vertex. So same process though now. Now we're going to find the y value of the vertex. The axis of symmetry is also known as the x value of the vertex. Technically, the axis of symmetry is a vertical line that goes through the vertex, but stating it as x equals negative 7, that's also the x value of the vertex. All right, so for the y value of the vertex, I can use the equation y equals, I'm going to put the negative 1 there. I'm going to find it helpful myself, or at least teaching this. negative 1 for a times our x value of negative 7. We're squaring that. We're subtracting 14 times the x value, our axis of symmetry, negative 7. And then we are subtracting 61. We're going by the equation. Once again, let the calculator have all the fun if you want to. Be very careful with your negative squared. We have a negative would be outside the parentheses, and then the negative 7 would be inside the parentheses, and we're squaring that. But yeah, if you break it down here, the negative 7 squared, that'd be positive 49, but we're making it negative, so that's a negative 49. I'm gonna use the that subtraction. I'm gonna count that as a negative 14 times 7. I did that up above, it's 98. But if I count it as a negative 14 times a negative 7, it's a positive 98. And then we're subtracting 61. And then here, oh boy, I believe that comes out to negative 12. But let's grab the calculator and let's double check that here. So calculator, I don't know if you can see the calculator or not. So I'd have a 49 that's negative. We're going to add 98. I know that gives us 49, but then we're going to subtract 61. I think it's negative 12. It is negative 12. Okay, so this comes out to y equals negative 12. And so our vertex is, we'll go orange here. Our vertex coordinates, x comma y, h comma k, negative 7 for x, negative 12 for y. So again, you can go back up. Or you should have it hopefully in your notes. If you go back up to that vertex form, y equals a times x minus h squared plus k. It's the same value for a. A is a negative 1 here. X minus the x coordinate. So let's see, I'll do this in red here. So our equation in vertex form, y equals, if you want to say a negative 1, you can times the parentheses, but you could just say a negative parentheses. It's up to you. X minus, same thing as last time. It was a negative 7, x minus negative 7. But remember, you can just say x plus 7. X minus negative 7 is the same thing as x plus 7. We're squaring that, and then we're adding a negative 12. But if you want, you can just say minus 12. Plus a negative 12 is the same thing as a minus 12. Okay. All right. And remember, I don't care. Don't leave it as minus a negative. But I don't care if you say plus negative 12 versus minus 12. I'm fine with that. Okay. So there's 1, 3, and 5. Just the way that we've done it, the way that we did in topic 1. I'm going to check. I'll check. Actually, I'm going to go back up. I'm going to check number 1, I think, because I think that's the most fun. But we can check these. We can check these by saying like, hey, remember, we've done vertex form to standard form. We've done vertex form to standard form. So I'm going to check number 1. I'm going to go back and check number 1. So I'm going to encroach upon the space of number 2 here to check number 1. And I'll just do this in purple here. But so if I check this by changing this back, converting this, changing this to standard form, that's something we've been practicing in our class, change to standard form. So remember, you would start, you follow order of operations the best you can. I'm going to go a little quickly with this. You can do some of the work on the side if you want, but you can't do anything in parentheses. X minus 5, you're stuck with that, but you can still do the exponent. You can square the parentheses. So you might have lots of methods that you use to square your parentheses. But the 2 is waiting its turn. The plus 6 is waiting its turn. And when you square the parentheses, you should come up with, if you want to use the formula, you do the first thing squared, that's x squared. If you want to chop slash this, plus a negative 5, you add 2 times the first thing times the second thing. So 2 times x times negative 5, that's a negative 10x. And then you square the second thing. Negative 5 squared would be a positive 25. Okay. Again, I'm going quickly with that. I know sometimes we break it down. We show a little bit more work. Okay, but that's the exponent. Next, I would multiply. So I'm going to distribute that 2 times x squared is 2x squared. 2 times minus 10x is a minus 20x. 2 times positive 25 is a plus 50. And then I also have, I should have started with y equals, but I still have the +6. The +6 is waiting its turn in the order of operations. So my last step now is I can combine like terms. So 2 apple pies, I owe 20 apples. I've got 50 oranges and I've got 6 oranges. Well, hey, put those oranges together. I've got 56 oranges. And I go, hey, that looks familiar, because that's what we started with. Whoops, I'm drawing all over the place here. That's what we started with in the first place. So that's the check step. My answer for number 1 is still, you can see it on the screen there, y equals 2 times the parentheses x minus 5 squared plus 6. But the check step is my verification that